So about 9 months ago, I made a video about Santa Claus, in which I referred to it as a discount kaiju. Now, the funny thing about a discount kaiju is that it's a bit like having a blow-up doll. Yes, it's cool and all, it certainly gets the job done. But you know what's better? Just having the real thing. So here's today's deck list. Now just a reminder before I go through the deck list, if you're enjoying today's video and want to see more content just like this in the future, especially if you're a returning viewer, as apparently about 50% of the people watching this are even subscribed to the channel, yet nearly all of you are returning viewers who have seen my stuff before. So if you are enjoying the video and want to see more content just like this in the future, remember to that like button down below and consider subscribing to the channel. Alright, let's get into the deck list. So obviously this is a pretty stock standard Yosenju deck list, only it's had two pretty major upgrades, and that is of course the Pot of Duality and the new Kaiju. Now to be completely honest here, you probably shouldn't be playing both these at the same time, as they do not synergize with each other at all, as one requires a special summon, and the other stops special summoning. I'm playing both these at the same time in this video, purely because I want to show off how good both these cards are in Yosenju, but you guys should definitely just pick one or the other, just whichever one you prefer. Probably Duality is the better one, but Kaiju is definitely a lot more fun, so it's up to you guys. Just don't play both of them together, as they don't synergize at all, unless you're like me and just want to play around with new cards, then go right ahead. Alright, so first off we have Dogran the Mad Flame Kaiju. This card you can special summon from your hand to your opponent's side of the field in attack position by tributing one monster they control. If your opponent controls a Kaiju monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. So essentially, if your opponent ever has a really big powerful monster on the board that you just simply cannot deal with, or they have a monster on field that is required for their back row to activate, hint hint Salamangreat trap card, you can special summon this card to your opponent's side of the field by tributing that really annoying monster, and hence they'll lose whatever disruption they currently have, so you can make whatever plays you like. And the best thing about running this card in specifically Yosenju is that Yosenju have the power to return cards to hand. So if you ever return a card on your opponent's side of the field to their hand that retained from you originally, it doesn't go back to their hand, it comes back to yours. So you can essentially infinitely loop this dog around every single turn and just make sure your opponent never has any monster disruption. Then we have Pot of Duality. This card allows you to activate the top 3 cards of your deck and add one of them to your hand. Also after that, shuffle the rest back into the deck list. You can activate one Pot of Duality per turn, and you cannot special summon during the turn you activate this card. So obviously a really powerful consistency card that lets you look through the top 3 cards of your deck list and add one of them to your hand, which is really strong in a 20 card game. It's ridiculous. You already start with 4 cards in your hand, and now you get to look through another 3 of them. The chance of you getting whichever card you like from your deck list is just absurdly high. And the only downside being, you cannot special summon during the turn you activate the card, which in Yosenju doesn't matter at all, as this entire deck list doesn't special summon, it just additionally normal summons. So this card has literally no downside in this deck list, it just boosts the consistency of it a ridiculous amount. As for the rest of the deck list, like I mentioned earlier, it's just a pretty stock standard typical Yosenju deck list with no new additional changes, so without further ado, let's just get into the gameplay. Alright, let's get into the replays. So today I have 7 replays to show you guys, which were mostly against Salad players. Surprise, surprise, it's now the best deck in the game and it's brand new. But obviously, or honestly, this deck's win rate was best against particularly Salad deck lists, and it's because of starting hands just like this one. I'm not sure if this is actually meant to be a counter to Salad, but it just, for some reason, seemed to turn out to be for me, so yeah. Because Salad, they have one pretty nasty weakness, and that is their trap card, their Omni Negate, requires a Salad Link monster on the field to activate. So if you simply Kaiju over their Link monster, their trap card just doesn't do anything anymore, and they have absolutely no disruption left, and you can just blow through them. So unlike a normal removal like Book of Moon, which doesn't work on Link monsters, or Lightning Storm type effects of trying to destroy their cards but then just get hit straight with a Balinks, Kaijus don't care. They just tribute over whatever monster they have, and their trap card is now completely irrelevant. Just absolutely nothing. So I can just play as if nothing's on the field. Use my Kama, summon my dude, draw a card, return my Kaiju back to hand, tribute over his monster because I don't want to swing into it because he just protected with the Balinks, so it's a bit of a waste of time. In hindsight, probably should have just done that anyway, because I didn't realise this is a fire monster, so my opponent can just use it as part of his material for his Link summonings, so bit of a misplay I guess, but that's alright. I take my Sword Sling on his Link 3, he can activate his trap card now, but thankfully, the trap card negates the activation, as although these cards are once per turn, since it negates the activation, I can still use the other one anyway. Alright. Yeah, for me, the game was pretty much over. So I've drawn a lot of resources now. I've got my other trap card, had a Kiteroid in hand, so I was very safe. And yeah, I think I just go into a Malevolent Sin here and he just gives up. Alright, on to game 2, which again, I think was against another Salad player. As most of these replays are against Salad players, since they just happen to be what this deck what I face the most and the best matchup for it, so. Alright, this was actually a really, really good replay. This is one of the few replays I got where, well, I think it's the only replay I got, where I actually summoned both kaijus at once, which isn't something you get to see very often, as it's an effect it's cool, but you just don't see it very often, especially when you're only running 2 kaijus, so. Alright. Does his normal salady stuff. He's also a replay gets to show off Pot of Duality as well. Thankfully, he kind of bricked a bit, so we didn't go into a Link monster. He could have gone into a Link 1 here, but apparently decided not to, which means I don't need to use my Kaiju to tribute or anything, I can just play the game normally, and use my Pot of Duality. Alright, add another Sword Sting. Search for another Yosenju to use with my Izna. Unfortunately, he's a bit of annoying, and I expected enemy control before I can do that. Bit rude, but whatever. Alright, Gazelle can be sending a dude. Sending back the Falco. Linking up into a Link 1. Summoning Gazelle. Link 2. Activate his spell card. Now once the spell card goes to the graveyard, I'm going to then remove this monster, as I don't want him to add back the spell card. Alright. Kama 1, summon up my dude. He cracked down to me, bit annoying. Alright, Falco adds the dude back to hand, Spirit summons the Falco again, which can actually target my back row, or is it non-target? It's target? I think it's target. Yeah, target spell and trap cards, and make sure I can't activate them during the turn, but I can just wait till he's basically got rid of all his resources, then remove it. Bit annoying though, is now I've used up my Yosenju Sword Sling, which is a once per turn, so I can't actually use the other one yet, so you can kind of just go ham at the moment. Doesn't lethal me though, which is kind of nice, so I can just, yeah, do my normal stuff. Tries to summon the Jaguar to an arrow Link monster points to. Obviously, I'm just going to remove the Link monster so the Jaguar's effect doesn't go off. So he kind of can't do a whole lot here. He can make a rank 4 if he wants to, but that's about it. Adding my fire formation so I can add another Kama 1. Annoyingly, I think he had more back row. Yep, another lot of back row for me to deal with. I do have Kiteroid in hand though, so I'm feeling pretty safe. Damn, this is definitely by far the longest replay I had though. So don't worry, the other ones aren't as long as this one. I just wanted to keep this one specifically for the Kaiju play you're about to see in a little bit. Alright, so basically just a lot of Kiteroiding goes on for the next few turns. Nothing particularly to worry about. Thinks he's eating crows enough, we have another Kiteroid in hand, so we just don't care. Just gave me a Destiny draw, nice lad. Second Kaiju in hand. So I can Kaiju his first monster, summon out the other Kaiju, then return it to hand. Going to a rank 4, banish his monster, and that's lethal on field. Alright, on to game 3. So that was by far the longest replay, so don't worry, the other ones are a bit shorter than that. But Yosenju is generally a bit of a slow deck anyways, doesn't really try to lethal your opponent too quickly, just kind of slowly and painfully returns all their stuff to hand until they can't play anymore. Alright, this was against a Goki player. Alright, very quick replay I think this one was. I think I just set my trap cards and disrupt his Link plays. Don't even know if I even use any new cards here, I think I just dick him. Izna draws another card, beats over his Goki, adds a card to hand. Now I'm just going to sit here and wait for my opponent to then use all of his resources and then just completely screw him over. Headbat adds his rematch. which is the main resource I want him to use because it's a card you can use once per duel basically. Rematch summons the two dudes, goes into another link, adds the Cobra to hand. Headbat summons another card, and from here I just get rid of the two link monsters, and that's basically him done. What's he going to do from here? I think I didn't go into Malevolent Sin, I had lethal anyway. Alright, on to game number 4. Alright, back to the salad plays, I think. Alright. Playmaker playing Xyz Shogun. Not quite the combination there, buddy. Alright, so just a Gazelle, switch summons Gazelle, blah blah blah. We actually got MST this time, so who needs a Kaiju when MST is back row anyway? Though I actually might draw a Kaiju here, I don't remember. I assume I don't, as I wouldn't have a very good hand with it, but maybe I did. Sunlight Wolf, adding his Negate. Yeah, I just MST it. But we do Pot of Duality, so unbricking our hand very, very quickly. Adding a Kama 1. Using our fire formation to search for a Kama 3. Unfortunately, can't actually do any damage to him because, yeah, his dude's protected by Balinks, so just add our stuff back to hand. I think this is very similar to the other replay in that I just wait for him to try to summon back his Jackal to a card, or an arrow, summon it back to a zone Elite Monster points to, which then I can just remove the Elite Monster and he has nothing left. Yeah, he just concedes. Alright, next replay. Now, I think these last two actually weren't against... Oh no, there's another replay before this one. This one definitely wasn't against an Xyz... Oh, sorry. I'm very tired. It wasn't against a Salad Man Great player. Wait, it is against a Salad Man Great player. I forget. Either way. Alright. I'm beyond delusional at this point. I really need to go to bed. Alright. Searching for an Izna. Yeah, so we got double trap. I've got the Kaiju in hand, ready for if he sets a negate trap card. Only has one in MST, so we're still good to go with the other Sting. This might actually be another replay where I waited for my opponent to go into the Jackal summon. Goes into his link, then goes into another link. Wait for him to try to use Jackal, return his cards to hand again. And from here, yet again, my opponent's very, very dead. Alright. Exactly the same as the other replay. Honestly, probably shouldn't have kept that replay now I think about it. Alright, on to Insect. No clue what this guy was playing. I know the last guy, I think, was playing Dark Magician. Oh, this is the... Yeah, okay, I know this one. This guy's playing the Decklist that recently got kicked off the ban list. Oh, not off the ban list, off the tier list because it got hit by the ban list. Mech Lord. Alright. Sums out his dude, tributes it out for some more Mech Lord cards. Sums out a Weasel from hand, which is a bit annoying because it negates spells, so my Tenki doesn't actually do anything at the moment. So I summon my Calm 1, summon my monster, get rid of it before activating my Tenki. He's going to summon out a monster to the field, but that's alright, because we're just going to go into our Malevolent Sin, and yeah. He was having none of that. Alright, final replay. This was against Dark Magician. Alright. Alright, so thankfully we drew an MST, as this matchup is very bad without one. Because you need to get rid of that circle ASAP. Did draw into a Kaiju though, which is pretty good when they have a negate trap card in graveyard. Right, knowledge, going to be drawing 2 cards, adding the navigation to hand. Searching for my Kama 1. Waiting for him to activate his circle, or his navigation, try to use circle, and then we're going to end this tier. I can return one to hand, tribute over the other, add my dude back to hand, or banish my opponent's card, so we have lethal, and even he had some kind of disruption there. I think since I tributed off his Dark Magician card, I didn't have to worry about his trap card and graveyard, and I could have used my Sword Sting anyway. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's replays. Hope you guys enjoyed them. If you did, remember to like, subscribe, and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, hope to see you guys in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.